Welcome back to Conference USA 2015 Media Day for football from the studios of American Sports Network in West Palm Beach. We continue with our coverage of the West, and joining us now from North Texas, head coach Dan McCarney. Dan, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Ron.
You know, here's the thing that stands out. Obviously, it was a tough year last year. You had a 4-game losing streak midway through the season, but when I had you one game, you still were in a position to get a bowl. And you were fired up about it. How disappointing was it that you didn't get it because you were still in that position?
Yeah, we wanted it badly, Ronnie, no doubt about it. And that's the reward for everyone's hard work year-round, is that opportunity to be together and go to another part of the country or a part of the state or wherever it is to experience that bowl game. And coming up short, we didn't sustain the success from the year before. That was very disappointing. But we're not discouraged. We know right now that there's some real positive things going. Foundation is strong. Our academics, our APR, our attendance, success on the field, success off the field. But let's get back to winning. And, of course, you know, when we talked about it, the challenges are going to be many with the schedule we have this year.
Well, you talk about the schedule because you said the schedule is why everyone has a sense of urgency coming into the season. Talk about that.
Yeah, you know, the open week we were given for the season ahead is before the season really begins. So we go 12 weeks in a row, 8 teams on our schedule, bowl eligible. Only 5 home games this year, so 7 times we've got to go away from Denton, Texas to try and have an opportunity to win. And then in one of the most improved conferences in the country, in Conference USA, we're really going to be tough. Away games at SMU, at Iowa, at Tennessee. Yep. So the challenges are there, but we've known this schedule for a long time, Ron. We have to bring our standards and our expectations and our performance up to that level.
Well, obviously, one of the problems they had last year was a revolving door at quarterback because of injuries and other situations, a lot of inconsistency because of that. But when I look at Andrew McNulty right now, is it fair to say that his progress between last year and coming into this year could be the same as Derek Thompson's?
Yeah, I believe so, and I think it can happen, Ron, there's no doubt. I think the guys that were around Derek Thompson in our program, players and coaches alike, have seen many of those same things out of Andrew McNulty. Does he have the biggest gun you've ever seen throwing the ball? No. Is he the fastest cat that's ever played quarterback? No. But he's got intangibles. He's got heart. He's got toughness. He's got respect. And he's got a great understanding of our offense and the way we want to play football.
And it's going to be tough because you've got to replace your offensive line. You called it a major void. How is the progress of getting this offensive line ready to play Division I football?
Yeah, I think we've come a long ways, Ron, in a short period of time, and we have to, obviously. It starts with Mike Simmons, my offensive line coach, who's been with me since the day I took the job in North Texas. I put my head on the pillow at night knowing I've got a really good teacher and mentor and coach in Mike Simmons. Caden Kirby, center, former walk-on, starter, has a chance to be a 4-year starter. God willing, he stays healthy in his career. So it starts with him. But those other pieces around him right now have got to make great progress here in camp in the next few weeks.
Now, I look at Carlos Harris and Marcus Smith, and I think of they're more like possession receivers. Do you still need that big play guy as far as the receiver goes?
Well, we do, and we didn't have enough of them last year. We relied way too much on Carlos Harris, who, as both of us know, Ronnie, he's a heck of a football player, a dynamic football player. Too small, not fast enough, not this, not that. And all he does is go out there and perform on Saturdays. But he was really our go-to guy, and frankly, we didn't have enough guys to come in there and complement him. I think the depth, I think the competition, I think the 2 Carthage receivers coming out of red shirts are going to really be important to our offense, have a chance to excel. And then we've got some guys that have come into the program. Therese Thompson has come in and we think's got a chance from a junior college standpoint to help us. And we have to be better. There's got to be more guys we can go to this year with our offense.
Let's go on the other side of the football, talk about defense, because not only did they lose a number of key players as far as tacklers, we lost a coach who decided to retire, who's been with Dan. John Scaldani says Dan McCarney's like a brother to me. He's not going to be defensive coordinator, decided to live in Florida. Right. What's it like looking around and not seeing John Scaldani around?
Well, it's strange, Ron, and we were together for so many years, and the mutual trust and respect and the friendship and all the things we'd shared together, I miss that part of it. But Johnny's on the beach in Florida and enjoying those boats down there and fishing and golfing, but God bless him for everything he gave us. In his place, we've hired Chris Kosh, excellent football coach, been with Lou Holtz, been with Nick Saban, been with Bill Snyder, been with some of the great teachers and mentors and coaches in this game ever. So he's, as Hayden Fry would say, been shot at and hit many times. And he's got a lot of experience, and I have a lot of faith and trust in the defense we'll put on the field under Chris's leadership.
And one of the strong points of their defense this year might be the defensive line. It looks on paper right now you have a 9-10 man rotation there.
We do, Ryan, and we feel good about it coming back. 9 guys have been on the field. And I didn't say 9 guys were all conference last year. 9 guys are on the field and played, and they've got that experience now. And it starts up front. Who are we kidding? pressure, disruption of blocking schemes, being able to come through in short yardage, collapse the pocket against the great quarterbacks we'll see in our conference. So we're going to get to a 9 to a 10 to 11 man rotation. I feel very confident about that. Strength in numbers, Ronnie. Keep coming. Stay fresh and find ways to win football games.
I want to talk about the linebacker spot. Are you going to be making a move and moving guys from their spot to maybe the middle linebacker position? You know who I'm talking about there. Are you going to kind of shuffle some players around?
We are, and one of the guys that nobody even knows anything about right now is Blake Bean. He's a Buffalo transfer that came in, 4-point student in the classroom, sensational young man, has got respect from everyone in our program in the short time he's been there. Was on the scout team last year, Ronnie, but he's got a chance, I think, to really impact our defense. And we're lucky, we're fortunate that he made the decision to come with us. He and Chris Kosh were together at Buffalo, this world of college football. Now they're both in North Texas together.
Is he going to be at the middle
He'll be at Mike
spot?
linebacker. He should be our starting Mike linebacker.
So are you going to move, is it Scott, Fred Scott? Or?
Yes, Freddie Scott, we moved to in the spring. We moved him to will linebacker. I think that's a real good position for him. But again, unlike last year at this time, I think we have more guys that we can get in rotation, more Division I capable players all over our football team to get more guys on the field. We go on the road 7 times. We're going to take 70 because that's what Conference USA allows. Right. Let's not have a game where we got 40 guys playing and 30 guys standing there watching. We need more guys to do their job and earn respect from everyone in our program to give us winning football on game day. I think on defense we're going to have more of that.
What was the first thing you told your team when spring practice started? Because you and I had talked at the end of the year. We all know you being very frustrated because you have a level of expectancy. What did you tell them that first practice?
Well, all of us obviously get this great opportunity to represent North Texas. We were blessed to get this opportunity to come to Conference USA. None of us accept losing. None of us like it. We don't work towards that. We've never pointed any figures. We didn't make any excuses. We're in this thing together. Let's do things. We're all defining how we want to be remembered. Well, how do you want to be remembered? Successful, winning, losing, getting your tails kicked, or making memories that you'll want to relive the rest of your life. And that's the opportunity we have each year when it gets here, Ron, as you and I both know. Yeah. But we've got a team right now that's motivated for a lot of reasons. We got some young guys that didn't experience the record-making season 2 years ago. We've got a number of guys, like a couple of them that you'll be interviewing here in a little bit, that were part of history, and then we didn't sustain it. Well, what do you like better? Who we kidding? Let's get back to winning, and we're going to have to really improve our standards and our performance with this great Conference USA schedule that we have.
And continue to protect Apogee Stadium.
Got to do it.
Tough place to play, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, Ronnie. Great to see you.
Got to talk to the players right now because North Texas sent a couple of players with them. Marcus Smith, the tight end, had 6 touchdown receptions last year to lead the team, and also Kenny Byers as we take a look at their schedule. Mustangs of SMU, they've got a new coach. They will be North Texas's first opponent, and then their first conference game is, Coach said, 12 consecutive weeks without a bye. They take on Rice September the 19th, and that's going to be a tough game. And joining us right now is Kenny Byers to my left, one of the defensive backfield. Good to see you again. I like the beard's looking good, dude.
Thank you.
We're deciding if he looks like the Smith cough drop guy or a Weird Al Yankovic video about the Amish. We're not quite sure which one it is.
Easy.
Okay. And Marcus Smith, the big tight end. Marcus Smith, 6 touchdown receptions, led the team. Marcus, good to have you here. Kenny, I want to talk to you first of all. The attitude of the team last year, was it where you wanted it to be from 2 years ago? Because 2 years, as we were just talking, that you guys were part of the great success.
No, the attitude, absolutely not. We can see that just with our record and where we were at with the Heart of Dallas Bowl year. That's the standard we set, and we fell off from that. It was easy to tell we fell off from that.
What's it like having a new defensive coordinator? Because all you've known is Coach Skoldaney now.
Yeah, Coach Kosh is similar. We still have 4-3, still running quarters, so not a whole lot has changed. I like Coach Kosh a lot.
More of attacking defense? Any subtle changes in the defense?
A little bit more attacking, but really not a whole lot has changed. There's a lot of our lingo and some of the way we match routes or match run protection and stuff like that.
Marcus, let's talk to you about the offense. It was a quarterback rotation last year, shall we say. How difficult was it for you? Because everybody sounds different in their cadence. Everybody throws the ball differently. How difficult was it for you going through that?
It's pretty different, but I mean, when you have a lot of practice with each quarterback, you kind of feel each one out. You know what I mean? You kind of know how one takes his drops and how one throws the ball and how one spins it. But as overall, I mean, it's tough when you go through 12 games and you have 3 different quarterbacks come in and one's comfortable and one's kind of iffy and shaky a little bit.
Yep. Who's taking over the leadership role on this team? Are you guys going to take over the leadership role? Are you going to be the voice in the locker room that says, guys, our standard was 2 years ago. It isn't what it was in 2014. Is that something you want to take on?
Absolutely. I was a captain last year,
Yep.
and looking back on it, I thought I was doing a good job of leading. But looking back after the experience I have now, clearly I wish I could have done some things like differently. And so we have a lot of people that aren't afraid to call people out anymore, and like there's a new standard, and we have a lot of people. It's just not one guy. It's a handful of us older guys that all hold each other accountable.
What are you going to do differently?
Just if we
More
see a
vocal?
problem, more vocal. We won't have. If we need to hold a team meetings, call people out, talk to people individually. Everybody, you have to approach people differently, and just being around, we have a standard, so we know, like, if somebody's getting the job done or not. And we don't have a problem like talking to them or calling them out.
How about you?
It's a big on our shoulders. Leadership, bringing everyone together, bringing team chemistry, team unity. We need that stuff in the locker room to get on somebody and to let somebody know that you're not setting our standard. You're not working to how we work. You're not using the work ethic that we've built up since 2013. Like I said, like Kenny said, we don't have a problem with calling anybody out. We don't have a problem with, bringing anybody out into light. If they're trying to hide in the dark. So it's a big burden on our shoulders, but I think we're ready to take it and we're ready to handle it.
And don't take this wrong, this question, but it's something that I thought about watching your season progress last year. Were you embarrassed last year?
Absolutely.
Very, very embarrassed.
We're a band of brothers, and we're all trying to come together for one purpose, and that's to win games. And if we're not getting that purpose done, then it feels like failure. That's all it is. It feels like failure. Just to know you're letting your family, your brothers down, and we're failing together. Like it's not a good feeling at all.
And then when you go from the top of the top, then you work so hard and you work for so long, and then you don't have the season you want to show for it. It's very, very troubling, very, very disturbing for of course your team, coaches. We put so much time and effort in, and then at the end of the day we don't perform like we should have performed. So I mean it's very embarrassing, but we learn from it, which is the great thing about it, and then we can move on forward.
Looks like you guys are biting at the bit, ready to get going.
We're ready. We're using it. Never forget that. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so
Thank you
much for
very
being
much.
with us.
Thank you.
Stay healthy. Dan, good to see you again, my friend. We'll see you during the season. We will continue with our coverage in just a moment. Stay with us.